Hi there, this is Alana. I have another productivity tip for you today. This is all about helping you get into your writing zone faster and more efficiently, and maybe even helping you stay in the writing zone so that even if you get interrupted or things like that, you can just get right back to work. So first, let's talk about what we're talking about within the zone. It's something that I'm sure if you've written for any amount of time, you already understand. But in the zone is where the words are flowing. It doesn't have to happen all the time, but it's easy, it's fun. It feels like exactly what you were made to be doing. Again, we don't always feel this way. Sometimes we just show up and do the work whether we feel like it or not. Sometimes words come slowly, sometimes they come quickly. So it's totally fine to not be in the zone every time you write. It's not truly magic. It sometimes can feel magical, but it's not magic. The scene that you sludge through and write like 10 words per minute is, in the reader's mind, just as good as the scene where you can type like 3,000 words in half an hour or something and it's going. So don't worry if you're not in the zone, but I want to talk about ways to kind of help trigger your brain to know it's time to work, in hopes that when you do show up to work, you can kind of get into the writing zone even better and more quickly and more efficiently. And this will also be something that can help should you end up changing your schedule or working from out of town or things. There are certain things we can do to help trigger our brain know that it's time to work, even if our normal schedule or writing spot gets disrupted. So the first thing I want to talk about are things like pre-writing rituals. What do you do right before you write in order to trigger your brain to know it's writing time? Kind of like how if people are having trouble falling asleep, what doctors recommend is do the exact same thing in the exact same order each night before you go to bed. And that way your body knows that it's getting time to get ready for sleep. So your ritual, your pre-writing ritual might look something like mine. I start my coffee brewing, then I turn on my computer, then I do some wrist stretches, then I grab my coffee, then I'm ready to go. It takes all of 3 minutes, definitely less than 5 minutes. So it's not like I'm taking like crazy amounts of time out of my day to do this, but it is definitely a trigger to my brain that it is getting time to write. So especially if you're having a hard time, maybe you used to take your computer somewhere else to work and to write, and now you can't because you're stuck at home or something like that. Or maybe you've moved. I know when I have to switch office spaces, it takes me a while to get back into kind of a groove and a ritual where the words flow efficiently and quickly and get into that zone. So if you can replicate that kind of ritual, no matter where you are, then that's going to be an easier trigger for your brain. Oh, you know what? It's time to get ready to work. So for example, we're talking about the going to bed, right? Doing the same thing. So then maybe if you're in a hotel with a 12-hour time difference because you're traveling to another continent or something, you can still go through that same ritual, and that can at least help your body get ready to go to bed. Right now, what we're talking about are ways to help your body, your mind, your creativity, everything to get ready for writing time. A few other things I do is I keep a few things that are sort of sacred only to writing first drafts. I have a special YouTube playlist. Can't do like songs with lyrics, but I do binaural beats. It's hard to explain, but basically, like, at least there's some science behind how if you have like one hertz thing going in one ear and one hertz thing going in another ear, it can help stimulate your brain activity and productivity. I'm sure I explained it wrong, and I'm sure even my understanding of it's pretty incomplete, but I have a playlist that is meant to kind of help you stay focused, and that is something I only play when I'm working on a first draft. And so that means that, like, let's say I'm working on a first draft and then I need to go look something up because I'm doing some research for my draft or something. I'll actually pause that music to go look it up. It's just another trigger that this is only for writing. So now if I really want to get myself into the writing zone, I can put on that playlist, and that is an automatic association in my brain. Oh, time to work, right? So for you, maybe it's a certain article of clothing you wear. Maybe it's like a really warm sweater that's your writing sweater, or maybe it's like the most comfy pair of socks and slippers in the world that you only wear when you're doing a first draft or something. Anything that can kind of help separate your like first draft writing work from all the other work you do can also be a really good way to just kind of maintain being in the zone. So a little bit shorter today, but hopefully that was helpful for you to get some ideas on how to kind of create some of these pre-writing rituals to signal to your brain, hey, it's time to get to work. And then maybe like one or two things that you can do to remind yourself, like, this is what I do when I'm in the zone. And hopefully, if you keep that up, you will find yourself getting into that zone a lot more commonly and quickly. So that's what I had to say for today. I hope you're doing well, and we'll talk to you soon.